There we are. Hey, good morning, everybody. Peter Kima here with the Kima Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. It is a special Friday. It's a special edition of Coffee Talk. This is our lovers edition, a loving edition, or some variation thereof. And it is going to be I don't call it unscripted per se, but certainly an unusual coffee talk for us, right? Um, Typically, Coffee Talk has kind of a rhythm to it, right? We usually do coffee talk kind of the same way all the time, right? We usually come on here, we talk a little bit about how difficult it is raising kids. We talk about, what's going on in the world today, whether it's a Super Bowl or whatever it may be. We talk about all those things, and we give a little real estate tip, and then we get you on your way. And that format seems to have worked for almost 2 years now, a year and a half, and people seem to like that. And for that, I'm grateful. The number of viewers that we get in viewerships each and every week continues to climb, and we're grateful for that. More importantly, the comments I get when I'm out and about really, really fill my bucket, whether it be you as an adult or some of the kids that watch Coffee Talk every week. For those of you that are sharing Coffee Talk with your kids, thank you. That's really kind. We try to keep it clean and keep it friendly. And certainly those kids that I come across each week, we try to mention them on here. I know it's always fun to hear your name. But today's Coffee Talk is going to be a little bit unique. So today's Valentine's Day, which is very special, an important day in so many people's lives. And yes, I know it's a made-up holiday, and I know Hallmark makes millions of dollars on it every single year. But today's a special day for another reason in my life. You see, 16 years ago today, unexpectedly, meaning he came early, my son was born. Cole, and by the way, my disclaimer is this. I'm going to try to get through this without any tears. I'm not promising I won't get teared up. Just saying his name just now, I got a little red-eyed. I have shed enough tears this morning to fill a bathtub. I got a great hug from the big guy this morning. I don't think he cares. He's 16. He just wants pizza and his friends to come over. But for me, somebody who wears his emotions on his sleeve, this morning is kind of a special day. Special in a good way and special in a bittersweet way. Some of you may have seen I posted about Cole this morning and shared some old pictures. Man, it was difficult going through old pictures of Cole. Mostly because I just missed that little guy. I miss being able to, just smell the nape of his neck when he was a baby, or have him follow me around. Heck, these days I can barely get him to say hello to me, right? I mean, he's, 16. That's what 16-year-olds do. Not that I'm not proud of the boy, because I certainly am. He's a good kid. We don't ever have any problems with Cole in terms of behavior, any of those kind of things, other than just just being lazy and picking on his brother. But out in public, he's outstanding, he's smart, all those things. But today I ask you to raise your kind of cup, or your cup of coffee, or wherever you are around this great country or abroad, and wish Cole happy birthday with me. And send me a little bit of support, because I could certainly use it today. I won't lie, it is on the tip of my eyeballs today. Like I said, I've shed more tears this morning to fill a bathtub. The reason I'm sitting back today for Coffee Talk instead of here, because if you look closely, my eyes are all red and bloodshot. But anyhow, raise your cup. Happy birthday to Cole with me this morning. I love the boy, and super excited that he's turning into the young man that he is. And that's, certainly a tribute to his mother, and I've had a little bit to do with that, but all of you, right? We're a village, and all of you that know Cole have had a role in helping him develop into the person he is today. This is my buddy. For those of you that don't know him, they're just tuning for the first time, this is my buddy. And again, happy 16th. But today we're gonna go a little off kilter. We're gonna talk about things, So listen, the fact is, Valentine's Day is about having a Valentine, somebody that you love, a special sweetheart, that kind of thing. Somebody posted on a Facebook page recently that said that she was okay. That don't feel bad for her because she doesn't have a special someone in her life right now, and that her special someone is her, and that she's going to continue to work on her until that special someone shows up. And I thought that was really, really smart, and I thought that was really cool and good for her. And I remember being single and hating Valentine's Day, and now I hate it for different reasons, because I see it as a money grab by Hallmark. But I am so lucky to have so many things in my life that I love and to be loved by and by people. But today I want to talk about a lot of things that I love, and it could be things about your work. It could be the things that you love about your dog or your spouse or whatever, your house, things that you love about where you live, all those kind of things you love about where you've come from, right? So today I'm going to read you a list of things that just hit me, of things that I love. And I encourage you to share the things that you love in here. Listen, I can start without even looking at my list. That's starting with my family. Certainly Jennifer, first and foremost. She makes the world go around for me. I said earlier today that nobody frustrates me more than Cole. The one person that does would be Jen, and I love the challenge. I love how we're in this journey together. But Jen, my family, God, my friends, and not just my friends from like high school and friends I have now. I've got a very specific set of friends, man. I've got some great fraternity brothers, and those guys have been by me. For those of you that don't know, Chad Wingler, who's on our team here, and we've worked together for so many years at a couple different companies, is just another example of all these great fraternity brother friends that I have all around the country, and I'm grateful for them. But my friends from high school, the people I grew up with, man, listen, if anybody grew up and had fabric in his life, it was me. This guy right here grew up in a small town named Orange, Massachusetts, and I'm so grateful and I'm in love with the fact that I got to grow up in that town, and those people still, I mean, they reside in me. I still feel Orange, Massachusetts. I still feel being a Delta Sig from Western Carolina University, and I feel all those friends of mine. I'll tell you something else I love. I love meeting, and guys, I don't know if women, if it's the same thing for women or not, but for guys, you know, you meet a friend, and you know, you meet all these people through life, but every once in a while you meet a friend, and you're like, yeah, we're tight. Like, you just know it. There's something there. Like, there's a connection, like a bro connection of some sort. I don't know how to explain that any other way, but every once in a while, you're like, yeah, we're here. You and I, we're buds. And I love that. Of course, I love my dog, Ozzy. Diesel, pizza, I love my dog, Ozzy. Special shout out to my friend Brian Pate today, who had to put one of his dogs down yesterday, and kind of passing a certain specific portion of his life on. So a shout out to Brian Pate. Many of you guys know Brian. You know, listen, those dogs that come into our lives for specific reasons sometimes, and I feel like Ozzy's that for me, and I know Gypsy was for him yesterday as well. So shout out to you, Big B. Shout out to my grandmother. My grandmother's 98 years old and still living by herself, and I love that. I'm just going to rattle off one stuff. I love this office that I live in, guys. I love double headers, and I love the designated hitter. Brian Dempsey, I know you will not agree with me, but I love the designated hitter. I love the three-point shot. I love coaching. I love coaching the kids that I'm able to coach. What I love more is I love all the former players that come back and find me whenever they see me. Love that feeling. I love a cold beer on a hot day. I love my Oakland Raiders. Those of you that know me know that I'm a passionate Oakland Raider fan. Las Vegas Raider fan. I love Maine's Coast, and I love lobster. If you ask me what my last meal will be, it will be a lobster, just straight up lobster. Jen used to try to use lobster as an ingredient. Don't use lobster as an ingredient. It's not an ingredient, dude. Lobster is the perfect food by itself. I love my North Carolina mountains. I love early mornings when nobody's up and it's silent. And I love them even more when I grew up in Massachusetts. And it would have snowed 12, 18 inches overnight. You go outside, and there's a silence among the silence when there's a heavy snow outside. And all you hear in the distance maybe is a plow. And every once in a while you hear the scraping of a shovel. But there's a deafening and insulation to that time of the day. And coffee, man, I'll tell you what, do I love coffee, especially on a cold morning or a cool morning. I love watching the sunrise at the ocean. Man, with a cup of coffee, nobody's up, the sand is still cold, and you're hearing the sound of the ocean waves. One or two people might be out, you hear a few birds, and you watch that sun just peek over the horizon. I love that. I love a good book. I don't read all as often as I'd like to, but I love a really, really good book. Those of you that are my inner circle, my closest friends, man, I can't stop and tell you how much I love you guys. Let's see here. I love ice fishing, and more than ice fishing, it wasn't even the ice fishing growing up. I'll tell you what I love. I love the camaraderie on the ice, and the food is always venison or moose or deer sausage or something. There's always something really, really good. So I miss ice fishing, and I love that. Did I mention Jennifer? Because if I don't, I need to continue to mention Jen. As much as life can throw at all of us, to have somebody like Jen in my life to fight all these battles with, and we're not perfect. Neither one of us are. I think what we recognize is that while we're both, what I love about this is while we're both trying to figure out this life thing together, we both recognize that neither one of us are perfect. Mostly her. I love Maggie, my Jeep. Those of you that know Maggie, I love my Jeep Maggie. I love, I love Sam, Shadow, and Chester. Those of you that grew up in Orange with me know that my three dogs I grew up with. I love a good hoodie. Don't you love a good hoodie? I love a really good hoodie. I wore it today because of that, because I wrote it down last night. I love watching Cole and Camden grow up, and I love growing up here in the Triangle. Well, I got to grow up in a small town, and the Triangle has offered so many awesome opportunities for my kids and my family, for my business. But beyond that, I love the idea that they're going to hopefully want to come back here because it's a vibrant, the economy's good. It's just a really cool place. I'm hoping that maybe they'll live near us. I moved away from my family, and as painful as that was, I did it in order to create more opportunity, and I'm grateful to live here. I love being a dad. I love watching my kids sleep. Um, I love a good game of catch with Camden. We're just got the gloves out and we just play catch. I love the dew on the grass when you're the first baseball game scheduled of the day. I love that. The dirt hasn't been touched. I absolutely love that. I love sitting around our campfire with good friends. I love spending time with guys like my buddy Conrad Little, who just enjoys life. My buddy Tab Bassett, who just enjoys life. Nobody's been more blessed than me to have the best aunts in the world. I've got Aunt Moni and Aunt Eileen and Aunt Betsy and Aunt Rosalie's been brought into the family. I've got the best set of aunts ever, and I'm grateful for my aunts. I'm grateful to grow up with Triangle Sports, Duke, Carolina State. I love that part of things. I love riding back and forth to practice with Camden because of the little bits of time that we get a chance to spend time together and just talk about life in general. I love laughing with Jen over stupid things. We will get into a giggle fest as quick as anybody. I love that. I love Thanksgiving. My favorite holiday. How do you not like Thanksgiving? I love Thanksgiving. I love the feel of the fall and everything about it. Let's see here. I love those places that when it's cold and nasty and rainy outside, that you go in and kick the snow off your boots, or you take your raincoat off, and it's just this warm, inviting feeling. Places that I think about are John and Steffi Green's house back in Orange. The houses that you walk into and they're warm. There was a restaurant one time called the Homestead Restaurant that had a little bar on the backside of it. It's the kind of bar that had like folk music all the time, like live folk music, and they had like saddles on bar stools, things like that. But man, you walked in there, kicked off the snow off your boots, and man, it just felt good. I love riding my lawnmower. Is that crazy? That came to mind. I love, this might get me in trouble, but for all the baseball fields in North Raleigh and in Wake Forest, early in the morning, I love to sneak Ozzy onto the baseball fields and play baseball with him. Throwing baseballs into the outfield and just letting him go. I love doing that. We do keep him off the dirt, just FYI. I love opening presents. If you want to give me a present, I will be excited about it. I'm not too humble. I'm not too proud. I love to get presents. I like watching my boys sleep, fishing. All right, so this one's tough for me. I love to fish, but more importantly, I love growing up on a reservoir called the Quabbin Reservoir with my dad. We had a little boat, and a little 16-foot boat, and closed bow. And I and David Locius, who's now since passed away, taught me so much about life in the hours that we would spend from 6:30 in the morning until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, fishing all day long. We troll all day long for lake trout. And the stories, the advice, just how raw they were around me, some of the language, just the things I would learn on those trips. At the time, you don't know it, but at the time, I just loved the fishing and hanging out on the boat with my dad. But now I look back and I thank David and I thank my dad for those times. I love talking business. If you want to talk how to operate a business, I'm always willing to learn and share. Love to talk about that. I love when a really good song comes on that makes you sing. You know what I mean? Especially songs that remind you of times when you're growing up. I think of a lot of songs from the Nah room at the Delta Sig house and times like that. I love sitting around with my friends and talking about remember whens. And the last thing that kind of came to mind was I love Sunday dinners. My mom was a big Sunday dinner, 11:30, 12 o'clock on Sunday morning. Everybody would gather around, my aunt and my cousins. We'd all come over and we would have Sunday dinners. And I love Sunday dinners. So how do we parlay this into real estate? Well, I love this team and I love this office. And I appreciate the fact that you guys all just sat there and listened to me just rattle off just a bunch of things that came to mind that I love. One thing I forgot to mention, I love the coaches I grew up with. And I love the environment that I get to grow up in terms of coaches. I got to play for some Hall of Fame coaches. I played soccer, basketball, and baseball. And I just think about those environments. And I'm just so grateful for those days. So we talk about real estate. So here's your tip. You have such an impact on real estate agents when you're making your decision. To me, the win for me is not when I close a deal for you, or I get you under contract, or we negotiate repairs, or we saved you $20,000, or we got you great equity in your home, or. Those are all fantastic, and I get a rush out of those, and we're really good at doing that, by the way. My rush, my real rush, and the reason I stay in this business, the reason I love it so much, is when you sit across from someone and they look at you and they say, "Yeah, we want to hire you." Because what they're doing, listen, you can hire Keller Williams or Cole Banker or Fonville Morrissey or any of these other brands, right? You can hire. You're not hiring the brand. Are there some advantages to a brand? Sometimes, maybe. That's up to you to decide, right? I've got my own opinion on that. But what they're really hiring, what they're buying into, is you. You, your systems, your personality, your ability, your honesty, your integrity. That's the toughest thing that I have to get across to people is that's the win. That's the work is easy, right? The win for me is when you look at me and you say, we want to hire you because we trust you. Because above all else, that's the most important thing we have. So there's so much about this business I love. That's the thing I love the most. I encourage you today to go out and share what you love with other people, right? Whether it be your spouse, your significant other, your dog, your life, yourself. Make sure you love yourself. I thought about doing a whole show about what are the things I love about myself. I didn't think we had enough time for that. So anyhow, guys, I'm so grateful for every one of you. Again, please wish Cole Kima a happy 16th birthday today. Special day in our house. If you see me crying today, hand me a tissue or one of those cold beers. I hope you guys have a great day.